Everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, hi, my name is Carrington. If you enjoy makeup reviews, talking about makeup, book reviews, book hauls, makeup hauls, basically just like a mixture of all things makeup and all things books, definitely make sure you guys have subscribed, click the little bell. Even if you only like one of those categories, go ahead, like, subscribe, share the video, click the bell. All of those good things so you can be notified whenever we talk about one of those categories. And let's go ahead, let's get into today's video, which is we are going to be testing out the new Give Me Glow Juicy Blueberry. We have the Juicy Olive, we now have the Juicy Blueberry palette. I have just tried out the Butterfly one, what was it called? Butterfly Vibes or something like that palette. Love that palette. Give Me Glow is honestly, seriously one of my all-time favorite brands. And so we now have this Juicy Blueberry palette. Now this is different than what they normally do. Usually they have a like cardboard type packaging. This is a hard plastic. Usually a lot of their palettes do have mirrors in them, and this does as well. These are also more square pans. Usually theirs are big round ones, and these are smaller, more square pans. As you can tell, this is really, really pretty. It's got some of like purple and neutrals, and there's like a little bit of like a yellow in here and some orange. It's really pretty. I would definitely say this would definitely be a really good like fall palette, which we're getting ready for fall. And first of all, I know this is a Halloween cardigan. I know this. I know it's August. I'm 1000% okay with it being August, and I'm ready for Halloween. I'm ready. People have their Christmas trees up year round, okay? Let me celebrate Halloween for months, okay? For a couple of months. 2 months. August, September, and then all of October. So like 3 months. You know, I feel like that's fair. But I think that's going to be really, really good for the fall season, which is coming up right around the corner. So we're going to dive into this with swatches. I really will say, though, there's only 2 shimmer shades. And they're both, one is like really deep and dark, it's also shifty, and the other one is like really, it's also shifty but also really light. I don't know, we'll see what happens. We'll see what where the look takes us, but we're going to dive into swatches. We're going to create a look, and then we're going to get down into the details of my thoughts on this palette. So if you guys are excited to see what we're going to look, what look we're going to come up with, what I'm going to think of this palette, then definitely keep on watching. I have you zoomed in. We're going to go ahead and we're just going to start talking about these swatches, which are chef's kiss. It's so beautiful. So first up we have right here is going to be golden brown. This on camera appears like it's straight orange. This is definitely a very warm toned brown. Like this definitely has an orange spice hint to it, but it's brown. This looks straight orange. I promise you it's an orange brown in real life. So that's the shade golden brown. The next one is Bake Sale Queen. I don't know if you can really see, I know you can see like the purple and like the blue, but it also kind of like an olive green to it and like a little bit of bronze. So beautiful. We have Wild and Sweet. This is like a very burgundy type shade. Next up is Stacked Up. Again, this looks a lot more orange than it is. This is a little bit more of like a more neutral, still leaning warm, but we're a little bit more neutral. We're leaning a little bit more towards the neutral orangish brown, if that literally makes any sense. Next up is going to be 400 Degrees. I would say like a dusty lilac. Kind of like, but it's like nice and deep. It's not bright, it's just like kind of deep. Then we have Mini Muffins, which is like a deep purple. Then we have Lick the Spoon. This is like a gray with purple in it. We have Butter Me Up, which is kind of like a yellow. Then we have Wake and Bake. All right. Wake and Bake. And this is going to be more like that absolute like lilac. And then last is going to be this right here called Sugared Blueberry Drizzle. And this is like a lavender lilac. It's got some like light blue in it, some champagne sparkles, and some like little green sparkles, like it's little green glitter flecks. It's not necessarily where it shifts that color. It's more of like a lilac purple, and then it shifts a little bit of like that blue. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start off with our Lunar Beauty LBE1. This is our big fluffy brush, and we're gonna go ahead and we are going to, let's start with Lick the Spoon. So it's like that grayish purple shade. I'm just gonna tap it in like one time right there. I'm not gonna dust it off, and I am just gonna start working that into the crease and the transition area. Like, that's just what we're gonna do. And we are just going to work on that, building that up to the desired color that I am wanting with this. But I mean, honestly, one dunk in and it's got quite a bit of pigmentation for me literally not taking that much product. So just Givenchy is really pigmented. Some of their shades do need to be built up a little bit more. You could take a lot more on your brush, but it's a gamble that I'm not willing to take every time. So I'll just take a little bit and work my way up if need be. Because remember, you can always add. You cannot subtract unless you want to start all over again. And by then, I will have run out of steam. I will have run out of steam. And so that's just how it is. Me and my best friend, because I was hanging out over at her house last night, and we decided her mom wanted to go see that movie, what was it called? Oppenheimer. And then her mom realized that it was going to be over 3 hours long, and she's like, yeah, no, I can't sit there for 3 hours. And we were like, well, do you still want to go? And I literally had not heard of this movie. If you guys were like, what do you mean you've never heard of this movie? I don't hear of like a lot of movies. I don't watch a lot of TV. It's really hard for me to like focus on a movie or a TV show. But it's like, how can you focus on books? I don't write the rules. Like, I don't make the rules. Like, I don't write the lyrics. Like, the producer does not even know my name. But it's so hard for me to just sit through something. I don't know. So I don't have like TV. I think we have Hulu, Disney Plus, and HBO Max. I think are the only things that we have. And YouTube, obviously, but like not even YouTube Premium. It's just YouTube. And so I had not heard about this. I hadn't seen any commercials for it. Like I had seen with Barbie, because I went and seen Barbie as well. And so I was like, okay, sure. And she's like, it's about the atomic bomb. And I was just like, okay. Not a movie I thought that like my friend would want to go see about like the atomic bomb. So we roll up to the movie theater and we sit in there and we watch it. That was a really, really interesting movie. I don't know what I was expecting. Truthfully, I have no idea what I was expecting. But it was not that. If you have seen it, let me know what you guys think about the movie in the comments. If you haven't seen it, you've seen previews, is it a movie you want to see? Like, I don't know. It was wild. It was really, really wild. And then we ran into one of our coworkers without knowing we ran into one of our coworkers. Because then she was like, hey, I saw you guys at the movie. And we're like, oh, oh, you did. So I just want to know your guys' just like thoughts. Like, if you've seen the movie, what did you think of it? Do you think it was good? I was surprised at like the amount of like really famous people in this movie. Like Matt Damon, Robert Downey Jr., the guy that plays Oppenheimer, I can't remember what his name is. I know what other movies that he's played in and stuff. I just can't think of what his name is. The girl from like, what is her name? Emily from The Devil Wears Prada. Oh, just so many people. So many like famous people that were in it. Next, I want to take Wake and Bake. I honestly don't know if I'm going to need to maybe mix it with 400 degrees, but I'm just going to go ahead, take Wake and Bake. This is on like I think this is from Cosmic Brushes, like one of their like little brushes, but oh my gosh. Let's see what happens. if I just like add this. Like, does it add enough color? Oh yeah, no, it does. I wasn't nervous it was going to be much lighter than the other one and that it just wouldn't work. But again, we're just gonna lightly go in and build and blend. That's like the key to eye makeup, is you just build and blend, build and blend. And when you feel like you haven't blended enough, when you feel like you have blended enough, you just keep going just a little bit longer. Switch back and forth between your brushes. The ones you previously used, use some clean ones, whatever the case may be. Just take your time. Take your time. You don't rush art. Also, if you've seen Barbie, let me know what you thought of that as well. I was not expecting to come back to my friend's house afterwards, and because we went to like the 9 o'clock showing, so the time it was over, it was like after midnight. By the time we got back to her house, it was almost 1 a.m. And so I was not expecting, we decided we were going to turn on Brittany Broski. We love to turn on Brittany Broski and like watch Brittany Broski. And the one that we watched was her like talking about Oppenheimer and like Barbie, and to watch her just like start breaking down, absolutely crying. I was not ready or expecting that. But it was a good way to end the night. With some mozzarella sticks. And then of course, we got snacks at the movies. We got popcorn, and I got this giant blue icy. The blue raspberry icy. Oh yeah, that was so good. It was incredible. What's your favorite snack to get at the movie theaters? And I really like the popcorn that we had at this specific theater. I don't know what they really they do a good job with like layering the butter, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like sometimes you'll go somewhere and they will just put so much of the butter at like the top, but like this one they stop like after a couple inches or centimeters or whatever of popcorn, put some butter, put some more, fill it halfway, put some butter, fill it like 3/4 of the way, put a little bit of butter. Like, it's not like a ton of butter, but it's like it's just enough where it makes you happy that like there's butter. And then I had a giant blue raspberry icy drink. I feel like every time I go to the movie theater I have to get a blue raspberry icy drink. It's so good. So expensive for what it is, but like it's good, it's good. So then we're gonna move on into the shade right here called Mini Muffins, and that's gonna go on the outer, wait a minute. Okay. That's gonna go on the outer corner. I don't know, I was freaking out about my brush, like it being weird, I don't know. This is on the Lunar Beauty LBE 5, and I'm just going to start here and then slowly like work it up. And again, it's just all about blending. Building and blending, building and blending. We're gonna work it together. I'm all the way up. I also find the weirdest part is that it was talking about Prometheus at the beginning of the movie, and one of the books that came in yesterday that I had ordered from Amazon is called, in the title is Prometheus, and I was just like, wow, you can't tell me the universe was not sending some sort of a message. Don't know what it is, but I'm sure it's something. I think that before I want to go in with the other magic is I'm going to take some more of that. It's like this colored, it's the Colored Rain eye base, eye base. And I'm just going to start kind of carving out some area here. For the shade we're going to go in with, which is going to be Bake Sale Queen. We'll go ahead, we'll start with it. I'm going to start with it on like the inner part of my eye, because I don't know. Yeah, no. This is not one I want to cover my whole lid with, I think I've discovered. And then we'll go into Sugar Drizzle Berry. I do not know why I tapped it like that. Sugar Drizzle Berry. And we're just gonna put that on like the inner and definitely over some. I feel like this other one was just like a little too much, but I wasn't quite ready for. Let's go ahead, let's dive on into the lower lash line. So I'm going to kind of mix it up a little bit. I want to start off with this shade right here, which is that 400 degree. I'm just going to take that on a Gimme Glow G327, and this is where we are going to start smoking out to the heavens. And make sure you tap off your brush. I feel like that's important in this. Just make sure you tap off your brush so you don't get any fallout all over your face. But see, again, just pigmented. Just pigmented, honey. And yes, of course. Do you have to do the face? No. But I feel like I have to do the face whenever I do my lower lash line, or it's just not together. Then I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna go on into, let's go into the shade right here called Wild and Sweet, which is kind of more of that burgundy. I'm just gonna take a little bit and I'm gonna focus that a little bit closer with that same brush. Like, I'm not trying to do a whole bunch of different brushes here. Again, just a little bit, tap off, and hug it. And then dead last, we're gonna go into that mini muffins, that one shade that we've already had on the outer portion. Then for the inner corner, again, I kind of went in with the lightest shade that they had. So I'm gonna go into this from Unearthly Cosmetics. This is their low light palette. I'm just gonna take this shade right here. I'm gonna take this on this little tiny Mariposa from Melt Cosmetics, like little liner. Melt Mariposa collection. I have no idea what liner had to do with anything, and honestly I don't think it had anything to do with anything. So here's the completed and final look, testing out the Give Me Glow Juicy Berry palette. I really like this palette. I think it is so pretty. I do wish there was maybe like another shimmer, and I think like instead of this yellow shade, and I think I would like the shimmer to be like a white with like a blue shift. I think that would have been perfect for like the inner corner. But other than that, I am super excited for this palette for the fall time. I think this is gonna be such like a really pretty look, fall, Halloween time. I thought it was really interesting that like they had like the butterfly palette, and then this is definitely leaning a lot more fall. If you're wanting like spring, summery, bright, vibrant, pastel, neon type colors, the butterfly one is definitely going to be the better pick for you. But overall, I'm very, very happy with this palette. I love the color story. I love the shimmers, absolutely stunning. The quality is there. Again, remember, just take a little bit at a time and build up and blend. Give Me Glows can be like, sometimes you may have to really, really pack on a shadow and blend, especially with more of like those neon, pastel type of shades, lighter type shades. But then you also have palettes like these where you just need to take a little bit and just work on building and blending. Like, that's just what you have to do. It's really good quality. Again, this is cruelty, it's vegan free, all of their stuff is made here in the United States. Give Me Glow is seriously one of my favorite brands, like of all time. I love them. This of course is not sponsored. Give Me Glow kind of knows who I am, but like doesn't, if that makes sense. So again, I love that it has the mirror. I love like the pan sizes. I love like the square pans. I love the color story. Again, the shimmers, their shimmer formula is just chef's kiss, wild, 10 out of 10. Let me know if you guys want to pick up this palette. Let me know if you guys are like, I'm gonna wait till more fall time. Let me know if this is a palette you're not really interested in picking up. Let me know if there's any palettes from Give Me Glow you are interested in. Are you more interested in the butterfly? Let me know all of your thoughts on this palette down below. Again, if you enjoy makeup, testing makeup, I rank things from here to there. I talk about makeup. We do hauls, all kinds of stuff. Then make sure you guys have subscribed. Don't forget to also subscribe if you enjoy book stuff. Even if you don't enjoy book stuff, go ahead and subscribe, because it's a mixture here. It's just a mixture. Okay, I like to read. I like to do my makeup and then just go sit around and read. Is that weird? I mean, probably. But I'm okay with that. So let me know your guys' thoughts all down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, click the little bell, all of the things, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye.